p.m. Without further ado, what is up and welcome back to Nando Talk, the lunchtime rewind on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Once again, shout out to Steven for giving me and the team an awesome opportunity to do this. We've got a very fun show ahead of us. Stay tuned for an hour of positive Dolphins vibes and sports news. We'll be talking about Thursday night football briefly because that Panthers-Falcons game was kind of Then we'll talk about the Josh Allen injury. He is hour to hour right now, so there are some heavy AFC East implications. If you are interested in that, the Dolphins might have a beautiful opportunity to shoot into first place in the division. But we'll also talk a little bit more about the Jeff Saturday hiring, maybe about what that means for the Colts and how that's looking for the AFC South. Just little things around the NFL. And obviously, we'll talk about the Bears game and a little recap. Well, we already did that. More focused on the Browns game this weekend, this Sunday. It's going to be a fun one. Shout out to Cap for Life. He'll be attending the game with me. You know, he bought a ticket off of one of my buddies, and it's going to be a fun time as the Dolphins have a chance to go 7-3 and take this division into the path, into their own destiny, in the palm of their hands. I'm ready. I'm excited, guys. 7-3 into the bye week is what I had projected for the Dolphins. It was a little bit optimistic, you know, and I didn't think we would beat the Bills and the Ravens, nor did I think we'd lose to the Jets. But if we beat the Browns and it shakes out to 7-3, I'm okay with it. I'm with it. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in so far. New member, Justin Vanderberg. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, guys, to like and donate. Before I continue, I am going to have to do a little rundown, guys. We do have an interesting show. What's up, Chef Jew? Everybody check your pulse, you know. Subscribe, like, share, and donate. We have a fun show ahead of us, guys. Like I said, we're going to talk about the Dolphins. We're going to talk about, you know, the Josh Allen injury and the AFC implications. We're going to talk about the Thursday night football. You know, Jeff Saturday getting hired to the Colts, Darren Waller going on IR, and a little bit of NFL news, and then the Dolphins, and then the Browns game. But first, you know, a little shout out to the people in the chat. Nando and Dravius, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Vaughn954, we're good to rock right here. Yeah, Chef Jew, congratulations on getting on your big day coming up this weekend. You know, that's an awesome thing. You know, that's legendary, you know. But before I continue and get carried away, I just wanted to say special shout out to the team. I still haven't updated this with my new logo, bada bing, bada fling. But hey, every night we've been having awesome shows this week. I kick it off on Monday at 7 p.m. with just Nando Talk, just an hour of Talking Victory Monday, usually because the Dolphins are on top of the world. Eric, the commissioner, Lorenzo Ice-T had an awesome fantasy football show. They cover everything, man. I thought it was just going to be the touch of the surface, fantasy football, waiver wires, the news, the recaps, but they got dynasty football, IDP football, daily football, whatever you're interested into, they got it. They are the guys with the know-how for the fantasy plan to help you win the money, to help you beat your buddies, whatever it is you're looking for, they've got it. Batman, speaking of guys who got it, what a legend. He's the one who actually patched Cap for Life through to me. Finsaholic Show. He's got his awesome own channel, but on here, Miami Sports Network, he also has the Finsaholic Show Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Great vibes from Batman. Definitely check it out. Awesome panels, just a great atmosphere, and just good talk and debate from Dolphins fans from all over. If you want more debate, more vibes, hey, you got Jason Sarney on Thursday night. We got a twofer for the people, two great team members that day. Thursday night, 7 p.m. we start off with Jason Sarney, the Miami Sports Hot Shots. Like I always say, Jason's a great guy, the great vibes and the positive energy to match and rival my own. But his sports memorabilia is off the chart. That can't be rivaled. I'm still surprised at that Jalen Phillips and Jalen Waddle little rookie card deal wombo combo, but he's got so much and more, so definitely check him out. And then Newness Nights, we get a little awesome hit Spanish and female touch to the channel. So that's a double wombo combo as well to top off the twofer for the people. Newness Nights bringing great energy as well. 8 p.m. She talks some Dolphins. She covers a little Thursday night kickoff as well, like Jason does. It's pretty cool just hearing just two awesome people just talk on Thursday. And speaking of two awesome people, we got me Friday, 2 p.m., lunchtime rewind. Like I said, positive Dolphins vibes and a little recap of the sports week about the news that's been going on. And we'll end it off with the Dolphins Browns to give us a little sneak peek on the rewind. But then Friday, 8:30 p.m., Finn's Takes with CB83. Great time, great debate there as well. If you want to spark it up and have a good one, that's a fun time with CB. Get them going, get your blood pumping, guys. It is Friday. We're kicking it off. And now I can get back to the show. Let's start positive talk. Vaughn, Joe, you know me so well, man. rainbows and gumdrops. That is the world I live in. So if you want to hear the non so positive side, we will talk about other news in the NFL. Don't worry, my friend. I'll start it off with yes, Pamela, always correct. Hit the like positive. Hit the like button and stay positive. Andrevius knows. Andrevius knows. Hey, let's rock with it. So we'll kick it off as people start tuning in still. We'll start off with a little Thursday Night Football recap. It was a bleh game from the Falcons and the Panthers. A little bit more exciting than I thought at first, and it was like 3-0. I thought it was, I was in for a snooze fest. It got up to 13-10, got a little interesting, just too much running. Deontay Foreman, not enough Chuba Hubbard, for a fantasy guy like me, but Deontay Foreman was running all over. Marcus Mariota was finding running lanes left and right just to throw the ball around. It was an ugly game. These are not the two best teams. I'm not a big fan of Thursday Night Football, guys, but hey, if you watched it, I'm glad it wasn't a total snooze fest. But at the end of the day, the down by 10, the Falcons ran it up the middle at the end of the game. That just pretty much sums up what this game was all about. It just means nothing. Marcus Mariota versus PJ Walker, not exactly the thriller that you need to see. A 25-15 victory from the Panthers. And yeah, just not that total much. It doesn't really excite me, guys. So I'm not going to cover too much about it unless there's some questions. Who the fuck is this guy? We don't really know. I'm a bit of a small fry, small fish. Roger Goodell's burner. I can only dream of being the commissioner's burner, but we'll get there one day. We'll grow a little bit. Mariota was just closing his eyes and throwing it up. Yeah, Blake, I agree, man. I understand why he was finding so much room to run, and then instead of just throwing, he would just yuck it up. And literally, it was like he was closing his eyes and just hoping that big boy Drake London or Kyle Pitts could get the ball. I mean, it worked on that little Drake London touchdown. He big bodied him, but it just was a weird game plan from the Falcons in general. Honestly, it's not what I wanted to see from them. But oh well. We'll move on because this game actually really bored me. The Josh Allen injury and how I thought it was interesting. It wasn't, they're still checking out his UCL. It's a sprain, it's a tear, it's pretty damaged, honestly. And I think he should miss some time. Right now, the Bills have him considered as hour to hour, whatever that means. Not day to day, not week to week, but hour to hour. I know that they're monitoring him very closely because they do not want to start Case Keenum. I don't hope for injuries for anyone in the NFL. I mean, a bummy elbow isn't exactly life-threatening. So, but hey, if Josh Allen does go down, hope for a speedy recovery for him as a person. But as a football fan and as a fan of the Miami Dolphins, ooh, baby, I am ready for us to take this division by storm. Yes, we're all tied, the Dolphins, Bills, and the Jets at 6 wins, but the Bills are looking very weak in the division. Their record, we can take advantage of that, okay? If Josh Allen misses some time, let's say he misses 3-4 weeks, Case Keenum has to start. If the Bills can only muster a 1 win, maybe even no win, if they lose out, let's say they muster a win, okay? That puts the Dolphins in a beautiful chance to leapfrog them and actually just take a commanding lead of this division. Take advantage of the fact that Josh Allen is down. Okay, Case Keenum to Josh Allen, nowhere near of a comparison. And we're actually going to get a chance to see what this Bills team is made of. If this defense is actually that good, if their offense can actually hang with it is a veteran Case Keenum. I mean, they do play the Vikings this weekend. So if there's a team that Case Keenum does know, it is the Vikes. He's the quarterback for Minnesota. So he does have some familiarity in that aspect. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that the Bills will do much. Okay, they don't have this crazy run game. It's James Cook, Devin Singletary, and Naeem Hines. It's not a backfield that inspires a ton of confidence. It was a team and offense that's very heavily impacted by Josh Allen, and it's why he's rightfully an MVP candidate. So you take that out, and yeah, sure, it might strengthen Josh Allen's MVP candidate, but as team success, it is going to hurt the Bills, and it's something that the Dolphins have to take advantage of. The only reason we slipped so far and allowed this AFC East division to get so close, in my opinion, is because Tua got banged up and we dropped those 3 games in a row. If we had pulled off 1, even 2 of those wins, we're looking at a whole different division picture right now. So if by that same logic, that same token, if Josh Allen, they lose most of those games or they only pull up 1 win, it's looking a little tough for the Buffalo Billy boys, and it's looking better and better for the Miami Dolphins. And that's what I want to see. Hey, Josh Allen sucks. He's a bum. The Bills sucks. Greg Fontaine, I agree. At the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills have lost to two teams, the Jets and the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat them, so why am I afraid of them? And we're good to rock. Yeah, we are behind the Jets, Vaughn, but we still have a shot to win. Okay, we play them at the end of the season again. So as long as we keep pace for facing them, Vaughn, as a man who thinks we're going to beat the Jets at the end of the season, we're going to win. We're going to win. Like we would leapfrog them. You know what I'm saying? That, like, even if right now we're contending with the Bills and the Jets, the Bills losing games means, okay, we'll only have to focus with keeping up with the Jets. And I think it's more of the Jets keeping up with us because we're the team that's going to look hotter. Zach Wilson's still floundering about while our offense is starting to click. Our defense is starting to get healthier. I mean, if Byron Jones comes back, our defense will get healthier. It's about as healthy as we are right now. The injury report, everyone was either limited or full participants except for Hunter Long, who's going through the concussion protocol. So I think that this is about as healthy as we're going to get right now. If we're starting to get healthier and starting to click, the Bills are starting to, lose their quarterback and start going down, and the Jets start to flounder around as they still struggle with their offensive identity now that they've lost Breece Hall and Zach Wilson still cannot perform to that level. Hey, man, I'm taking it for the Dolphins. We rock, we roll. Bang, bang, bang. And yeah, congratulations, Chef Jew, again, on the wedding. This is epic, epic, epic. Oh, Pamela, what is up? And Sandy, hello. Yes, of Jew getting married at the Dolphin Stadium, top 10, top 5, man. That's destination wedding right there. A lot of people in Florida want to get married in Disney or the different little parks or the little Disney hotels. No. Married at Hard Rock Stadium. Electric, the vibes. We love to hear that. Bang. Yeah, exactly. The New York Jesters have not played Tua this season. So I think that obviously quarterback is the most important position in football. And I don't think it's as simple as saying, obviously, if Tua played, we would have beat the Jets. But if we were that competitive until 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I definitely believe that our starting quarterback would have performed better and held on longer, or maybe even put us in a better situation throughout the entire game if our second and third string quarterback was doing it. Like, it's not a knock on Skyler or on Teddy. I mean, mainly a Skyler game, but it's more of the fact that you have to naturally say our offense would have performed better with the starting quarterback, the guy who was familiar with the system, who was, for all intents and purposes, doing pretty well at that point of the season. So, and has been doing pretty well now. So I have to project that we will beat the Jets when we're at home. And we'll have figured out our little kinks and worries. And maybe Byron Jones will be back at that point. Maybe he won't. We'll see how it looks. But I'm not really hoping on him. I'm just really more hoping on our Cater Code development, on what Sam Madison and Pat Surtain keep doing for the team. What McDaniel starts to figure out more and more as he grows as a head coach. And then I just need to keep seeing it from Tua and the boys, man. I need to keep seeing Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill keep feasting. Tyreek Hill, again, over 1,000 yards already. Congratulations. It's only week 9. We're entering week 10. And, hey, go to 2,000, my friend. Go let Waddle get up to 1,500 and keep letting this Wombo combo receiver do it to just do what we have to do. We've just also never seen Tua play against the Jets with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, though, Von Joe. I agree. Tua has historically, if you want to look at year 1 and year 2, though, we just can't compare it to year 3. And that's what everybody's really been saying. That was the entire argument, in favor of Tua. Oh, when you look at these first 2 years, once we finally pair him with the real offense, we're going to see what Tua is made of. Now, granted, whether you might think that Tua is just a game manager and he's just really, really running the system well and he's allowing Tyreek and Waddle to feast and they're the best receiver combo, cool. As long as we're winning, I'll take it, my friends. As long as Tyreek and Waddle are producing and they're happy, we're good to rock. As long as the Dolphins are over 500 and we're in the playoff hunt and we're competing for the division, let's rock and roll. That's all I need to see. And if we beat the Browns, we'll be going to 7-3. We'll be taking it to the next step, guys. And now we're good to rock, man. Bins up, Adam. Thanks for tuning in right now. We're good to go. Happy Friday. Yes, if you're tuning in, like I said I said this last time. Let me know what you guys are eating for lunch. It is the lunchtime rewind, so it would be a fun time every time from 2 to 3. Last time I had my little noodles, my little green pesto and spinach and basil noodles. So, hey, if you guys are eating something delicious for lunch, let me know. I'll be having mine afterwards. Happy Friday. And yeah, they're really cocky, and I'm getting a little cocky right now too. And we did beat the Bears and the Lions, so it's not these great teams, but I'm feeling it for the Dolphins. We're 6-3. Like I can't be any downer than I am right now. They think they've got it figured out, but Zach Wilson is clearly the Achilles heel in that team. They're almost like, if you want to compare to the Dolphins last year, to year two quarterback who hasn't gotten over that hump yet. They do have started to put over weapons. They did get a bit banged up. The O line, they lost Brees Hall. So hey, for any Jets fans out there, objectively, you guys have improved a lot. But I almost want to compare them to where the Dolphins were last year with a strong defense, but just a little bit of miscommunication still on offense. Whereas the Dolphins, all of our knocks were, oh, you have this great defense, but when that defense doesn't come to play, you guys are screwed. The offense is gonna just crap the bed. Yes and no. Okay, like yes, our defense is a bit banged up right now, and they've played poor in the start, and then they've held on later in the games and given us chances to succeed. But the Dolphins offense, when that defense is struggling, has maintained that pressure, has put up those points. When we fell against the Lions 14-0, boom, we remounted and we started scoring. Okay, against the Bears, when Justin Fields started getting hot and we saw, oh snap, our defense is not getting after that QB. And Fields is just, hey, he said a record-breaking day. Okay, sometimes you got to get out of a record breaker. So we still kept up with that, though. A guy put up an offensive record, and our offense still outscored that. And that's what I need to see from the Miami Dolphins. So, hey, we know we are going to be their problem. Exactly. I'll take that. 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 wins. We win one more that game against the Texans. Pride comes before the fall. What? 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 wins. We'll win one more. No way we're going 7-10. That's a ridiculous take. There's just been no signs pointing that the Dolphins will lose out the rest of the season. I mean, I guess if you want to, I'm just not even going to entertain that. It's Friday right now. We're good to rock. He struggles against a number of teams in this. Yeah. I mean, Dolphins have struggled in the past. We had a completely different coach, completely different offense, completely different scheme, different coaches, position top to bottom. Yeah, it's a new year. It's a new Dolphins. Last year the Dolphins were 2-7 at this point of the season, and this year we're 6-3. So I can definitely say it's a different offense, a different Dolphins. We're good to rock. Yeah, Zach Wilson's only good at getting moms, and honestly, all we know is of the one, and we have no clue what his numbers are in total. So Zach Wilson might be terrible, okay? Even at that statistic. I'm not ignoring you, Vaughn. I keep clicking the comment, boss man. I know you're providing good insight, my friend. It's just I disagree. But we can agree to disagree, We can continue the good debate, my friend. Because so far, before the season, man, like I'm not a victory lap guy, but I was saying 7-3 before entering the bye, and I was laughed at and ridiculed, bro. And we are a win away from 7-3. I said we would beat the Bills or the Ravens, and we beat the Bills and the Ravens. Sometimes being positive pays off when you have this caliber of a team. I get it. And if it was even a year ago, I was very positive, and my friends rightly ridiculed me. My first video ever on Nando Talk is actually me after the Texans game saying, wow, I'm so excited that we just beat the Texans. I think, hey, if we beat the Ravens, we can really turn it around. And no, that's my second video, because my first video is me actually saying if we don't beat the Texans, we're screwed. But if we beat the Texans, then we can have a shot to beat the Ravens, and then we turn it around. Then I come back, say we beat the Texans, I'm happy, and then just keep going on this positive spew. And that's where I got this little positivity charm about me. That was ridiculous positivity. It had no basis, but it turned out being fun. This year, we're 6-3. Like, we're top. Tua's balling. The offense is clicking. Tyreek and Waddle are absolutely dominating and feasting left and right. Like, well, of course I'm going to be happy. Of course I'm going to be positive. We're good to rock, man. We're good to go. Damn, Steven will just give about anybody a show. I'm still waiting for Steven to greenlight me and Von Joe Buddy Cop show. That would be an amazing Buddy Cop show. You guys in the squad car, pulling up, taking the video, and then going to the gym, rocking it out with Vaughn. Then, hey, let's see a noob dastardly working up some behind the scenes edits and face swaps. I like that. I like the little Buddy Cop show, Yeah, we're good to rock on that end. I love that. Steven would definitely have you guys on the show. If he gave me a show, give anyone a show, bro. We're good to rock. Raul, what is up? And hey, I saw that the day I was late on Tuesday, one of the first comments was, is Nando going to do the waddle? So I got you, my friend. Oh yeah, we rock. Just for you, man. Just because I remembered that comment. For the people, we rock. It was a terrible waddle, but hey, it was all impromptu, man. Make no bones about it. The fact he has a positive take. Thanks goodness he does. Go Dolphins. We're good to rock. There are no gimme games in the NFL. We can only play the teams in front of us and get the W. We have done that, and yet people still want to hate. I don't get it. It is weird, like, and the more you look at divisions and schedules, like at the end of the day, the AFC East, like the Bills and Jets are playing a lot of the same teams we do. So do the Patriots. Like that's how schedules work. We don't discuss it. We don't plan it out. We can't plan for injuries from the other team from when we get banged up, when they get banged up. Oh well, you just play who's in front of you, and it's any given Sunday. At the end of the day, you really want to think about it. These are the best 32 teams in the world at playing football. Okay. These are the top 10% of athletes, probably of people in the world at athletic feats. Like the NFL is a hard league to win, and success is not guaranteed. It is usually not sustainable. There is a reason why in the NBA and the MLB and the NHL dynasties, three-peats, two-peats are feasible things. What the Patriots did, and like aside from a couple of the dynasties, it's unheard of to replicate that success year in, year out. So when the Dolphins are starting to get hot, I'm going to take it. I'm going to be happy about it because we haven't seen this in a long time, guys. And honestly, Pamela, I like that point. We're going to probably just drop into the Dolphins-Browns game. I didn't even make a banner for this, despite having a bunch of notes. So Dolphins versus Browns. It's going to look like a very wimpy banner. Let's win. Yeah, I've got more NFL news, but hey, I'm down. I'm just into talking Dolphins right now. We're good to rock, man. Dang, dang, dang. Nice waddle. Yeah, Vonjo, that's what I'm saying. You and Noob would have a great show. Look, you, and then you could have Noob as well, and it'd be a good time. I'd like it. Hey, if you wanna ever hop on and do a little buddy cop segment, pitch it to Steven. You always have room on Monday at 7 to 8 p.m. or on the lunchtime rewind. Just feel free to come up, guys. But we're good to go right now. When we get to the 30-minute mark, I'll probably drop the link right now. But hey, Dolphins versus Browns, let's win. I'm gonna take this banner off just because I like seeing the little other stuff. But we're good to go right now, guys. Boom, boom. I'm so energetic. Yes, if you'd like to donate to the channel, MSM Sports Podcast, we got the PayPal, we got the Cash App. I will not know, but Steven will know. Or you can super chat it up, and then I will know directly. If not, Steven will have to private chat me really quick because my phone is up there, Steven. So if you are texting me and you're listening to this, private chat me, boss man, because I cannot read my text right now. Yeah, because my phone is a camera. But hey, we're good to rock. Good to go. Boom, boom, boom. The energy keeps it flowing because, guys, I'm energetic because I get a long week of class, of work, and then on Friday when I'm done, I gotta just worry about football. I'm going golfing tomorrow. Then I got college football. Then I'm going to the Dolphins game. Like, why would I not be energetic? Why would I not be pumped up? I gotta see Cap for life too. Get to meet the legends. He's coming with me on Sunday. Oh, it's gonna be a good one, man. Chef, you're always so polite. Yes. Good morning to everyone. Good day, good evening, wherever time zone, whatever time you're watching it. It is the lunchtime rewind, 2 to 3 p.m. Subscribe, like, share, and donate. It helps the channel grow. It helps me get to more people. It'd be awesome to see and just keep growing. This channel's doing great work. Steven's put up an awesome team, and we're bringing content daily. Some of us twice a day, two for the people, twice a week, whatever it may be. Steven's doing the work. We're all doing the work. And hey, just love to get to more people and just talk as well. I loved interacting with new Dolphins fan, which is one of like the top things that's like when Steve and I were talking about that sold me onto this is I get to interact and talk to more Dolphins fans on a regular basis. Let's rock with it. So hey, the more you share, the more I get to talk to people, and it's a fun time. But hey, so ready for Dolphins football every week. Pumped for this Browns game. I agree. It's gonna be an amazing game to watch. I think we're going to win. I'm pretty confident we're going to win. The reason I said I think and I had that little Freudian slip is because, yes, we're going to have our own line is going to have their hands full. Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney are two game wreckers. I get it. Jadeveon Clowney is not the Jadeveon we all thought he would be years ago when he came in the NFL, but he has still had success wherever he's gone. He's still dialed up pressure, gotten after the QB. And if he's your second pass rusher and you have like Myles Garrett to contend with, Lord, oh Lord, it's going to be a tough day for any offensive line. I hope Teron Armstead can guard Myles Garrett. I think he's up to the task. It's more the fact that they're going to switch them around, and well, Teron Armstead's only one person. He can only guard one of them. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Dolphins juggle that as a team. I want to say that we are going to this isn't the Browns team of old. I understand that Jacoby Brissett was a flop in Miami. He only won one game against the Texans. And besides that, he looked awful, especially when he got rattled, got pressured. And we'll talk about that in a second as I dive into the 3 keys to winning this football game. But just a little overview right now. It's just spitballing right now before I pull up my notes. I'm not even looking at the camera for that reason. This Dolphins Browns game, it's not the Browns of old. They have played well. Jacoby Brissett has cleaned up football. I get it. The Browns have a great offensive line, especially amongst the interior. They have a strong running game. I mean, anytime that Kareem Hunt is your backup running back and Nick Chubb is your starter, you've got an ultimate wombo combo, just ground and pound to the max. The Bears are the number 1 in rushing attempts, but the Browns are number 3, so that is their identity right there. It's something that we're going to have to deal with because even if we stop their run game, they do have Amari Cooper, who absolutely bodied Xavier Howard the last time they played. So it's not exactly a walkover, give me the win game, but this is a must win for the Miami Dolphins. And over the next 5 weeks, it's probably the easiest game we're going to have, well, besides the Texans, but we'll play the Browns. We'll bump us up to 7-3. Then we need to come off the bye and beat the Texans. I'm almost a little more worried off that game because sometimes coming off the bye, you're a little slow and rusty, and I got to see how disciplined this Miami Dolphins team is. But after that, we're going to be playing after the Texans game. We go on a fat road trip to San Francisco to play the 49ers, then to LA to play the Chargers, then to Buffalo to play the Bills. Then we come back to play the Packers Christmas primetime game. Okay, so it's a lot of pressure and a lot of emotions over the next upcoming weeks. So the Miami Dolphins have to beat the Cleveland Browns, especially because Jacoby Brissett's coming home and I need that Brissett Bowl to we need to absolutely smack him in the Brissett Bowl. Jeez, man. Oof. I think it's hilarious how we haven't heard anything about Tua's golf game lately. Because when you're winning heals all wounds, Robert. We're good to rock right now. I'm the one golfing. I suck, but I'm the one golfing on game days now. We're not hearing none of that about Tua, man. Okay, none of these little rumors, none of this little locker room dissent. No, it's all love because winning heals all, baby. Bam. Yes, we need Brissett to throw some picks. And I'll start, Rafael. That's a great point, and I'm going to start getting into these 3 keys to winning. That was just a little overview of what I think for the game, but let's break it down. Okay, so Dolphins versus Brown. The 3 keys to winning. First, stop the Browns' run game. Okay, like I briefly touched upon, the Dolphins. We already faced a great rushing offense in Chicago last week. The Bears love to run. That is their identity. They lead the NFL in rushing attempts. Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery are great running backs. Especially shout out Khalil. We graduated class of 2016, American Heritage. Awesome little jump from going from that 0-12 University of Kansas team his freshman year to ending up graduating there, transferring Virginia Tech, getting in the 6th round of Chicago, and now he's bouncing, duking it out with David Montgomery for an NFL spot. You love to see that. Let's go. In his year 2, he's balling. But aside from that little shout out, the Chicago Bears running backs did nothing against Miami. We really worked hard on stopping that, which is awesome to see because I really wanted to use it as a gauge for what we were going to do in this Browns game. Yes, the Browns are 3rd in attempts, so it's a little behind the Bears, but it's still clear their identity. And if anything, Chubb and Hunt are just even better backs, and they can catch out of the backfield as well. So I'm glad we stopped Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, because if we didn't, there was not really much hope of stopping Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. It's still going to be a tough day, but stopping the run is key. Okay, the running yards are a little skewed if you just look at the stats, because Justin Fields is the guy who ran all over us. I think he had 178 rushing yards. All I know is it's an NFL record. It beat Michael Vick for most rushing yards in a game by a QB. That's ridiculous, okay? But it's Justin Fields who ran up on us. And historically, the Dolphins, we suck at covering the quarterback. I don't know what it is about him, but we're always right there. And it's almost like we get over too a little aggressive and we almost jump right past him or jump right over him or get an arm and he just shakes us off. Fields ran very well. He looked very nimble for a guy that size. He did run a 4.44 on his pro day. He is a much, much better athlete than Jacoby Brissett. It is not even a question. Yeah, Robert, I was about to bring that up, man. Jacoby Brissett, there's a lot of talk about players who are deceptively fast. It's like, oh snap, I didn't realize that big boy ran a 4.8. He's pretty quick. Or, oh snap, that quarterback runs a 4.6, really? Or a tight end or whatever. Jacoby Brissett is deceptively slow. Okay. And this man might run a 6.5. It's almost like he's in slow motion. Okay. Like it's ridiculous. There's the Flash who's lightning, and I used to think the reverse Flash was just a guy who's really slow. No. The Jacoby Brissett is just a super slow man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what insult to throw at him. Nothing will stick. This man, everything will stick. He's molasses, man. At the end of the day, Jacoby's not burning anybody with his wheels. So if we stop the run game, I'm not worried about Jacoby Brissett busting out outside and making any moves. We don't have to waste a player on the QB spy. Jacoby Brissett, the only way you're going to miss a tackle on him is just because you thought he was going to be ahead of where he actually is, because he's just slow. And I don't know what to say. Yeah, I hope this is the kind of game where I hope none of this Jalen Phillips dropping into coverage. We didn't bring Bradley Chubb to drop into coverage. I need our pass rush to be activated. I need them to go hard. Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Zach Sealer, help us in the run game. Hey, we'll get some stuff off the edge, because that interior offensive line for the Browns is so good. It's one of the reasons why they're so good at running the ball. It's one of the reasons why Jacoby Brissett is so good at standing upright and making plays and having time, something he cannot do in Miami. He didn't have a run game or an offensive line. But now, yeah, slow-mo JB. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. Like, it's every time I see him like try to move or be athletic, it blows my mind why we attempted to run him on 4th and 1. It made no sense to me. But if we stop the runs, we'll take away their identity and we'll force them. That's key number 1. Okay, we'll contain them, stop the run. It brings me to point 2. Force slow man Jacoby to beat us. Okay, I already started roasting him at his rushing ability, and it's again like if we force him outside of the pocket, I hope so, because this man, boom, boom, bam, we'll light him up. Okay, or he'll throw an errant ball and we'll pick it off. Xavier Howard, please, ball hawk. But force Jacoby to beat us. Besides Amari Cooper, who did own Xavier Howard, I'm not really afraid of the rest of the receiving core. It's Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think David Njoku is a little banged up. If he does play, it's a scary athletic tight end. And hey, he's coming back home to Miami, as a former player. But I don't really expect Jacoby Brissett to pick us apart, okay? It's Kader, who has performed very admirably. He's grown week to week. Sam Madison and Pat Surtain. Again, I shout you out every time I talk, because these two coaches are my favorite additions to this coaching staff of the Miami Dolphins. They have next man up to the wazoo. The secondary just keeps growing and developing, and I love to see that. But what I want more is just play the tight coverage, okay? If we can force Jacoby to beat us, stop the run, and then work off the edge, okay? Again, the strength of this Browns offensive line comes up from the middle. They are not as strong on the offensive tackle, and actually Jack Conklin is a little banged up. If he doesn't play, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Melvin Ingram, for the love of God, one of you, get a sack, make a play. Emmanuel Ogbah, you used to play against the Browns. Have some revenge. Have some pride, my friend. Get after the QB. Okay, let's bury Jacoby Brissett into the ground. I had to see Jacoby Brissett helmet to turf at Hard Rock Stadium so many times last year as a Miami Dolphin. Can I please see it on the shoe on the other foot? Can I please see us sack him as a Cleveland Brown? Like, if I have to watch Jacoby Brissett I've unfortunately had to watch, I think, 3 Jacoby Brissett games in my life. If I have to watch him play his best game of his life as a Brown against the Dolphins, it's going to suck. So if we're stopping the run game, if we take away their identity, if we're daring Jacoby freaking Brissett to beat us, for the love of God, Boyer, light this man up. Cook these fools. I repeat, cook these fools. Bang, bang, bang. Send the house, send the pressure. Don't put 15, 2, 6. None of these guys should be dropping back into coverage. There are pass rushing linebackers. There are hybrid guys. Let them get after the QB. Let them put their hand in the dirt and just get after it. Do what they do best and get some pressure, man. I'm tired. I think we had, 1 sack against the Bears, and I can distinctly remember it was Melvin Ingram grabbing, almost kind of suplexing Justin Fields to the ground, but I understand that frustration. It was like, dang, I finally got this slippery little schmuck. And he just smashed him into the ground. And I need to see more of that. I need to see a team that's that's angry, that wants to get after the QB, that wants to let their presence be known, even if it's actual QB hits. None of this little hand dragging against him that does nothing. At the very least, if you can smack him into the ground, let him know I'm coming for you next play, buddy. Throw that ball out a second earlier. Toss it out of bounds. Because if not, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to make you start to hurt. Let's do it. 3 sacks this win for the week. Bob Young, a legend. Shout out as well. Heck yes. 3 sacks. That's what you want to see, boss man Bob. At the very least. If it's spread out between Phillips, Chubb, and Ingram, I'm okay with it. But I'd love to see Phillips get a sack and maybe Chubb to get 2 and start to show and make his presence known. He already has 5.5 on this season, whereas the Dolphins, I think, we had 17.5 before the Bears. So I think we have 18.5 right now. Let Chubb get 2 sacks, a sack, whatever it is, but he's clearly going to be a force to be reckoned with on this team. I want to see that. Yeah. Just game before. Yeah. Like it's I'm getting riled up, but I want to see pressure from this Dolphins defense. It's been infuriating that one of the best things I hyped up over this offseason was, oh, we're going to get after the QB. We're going to get this pressure. It was lovely to see Melvin Ingram working one-on-one with Jalen Phillips, teaching him all these fancy pass rushing moves and bringing over Andrew Van Ginkel and bringing over guys to just teach them one-on-one. I was like, wow, this is really going to change it. And then they just drop into coverage. And it's like, I understand our secondary is banged up, and I understand you're trying to be a little tricky on the defense to throw them off and have our pass running guys drop into coverage, have our safeties blitz a little bit more, wakata. But come on, play to their strengths, boy. Please, let's get after the QB. 3 sacks, like Boss Man Bob says, and we're good to go. I believe that would do wonders. It would help us get a turnover, hopefully, and generate a little more pressure on Brissett means a little less pressure on our offense, and that's what I want to see, man. Who's Amari Cooper at $13 million? I mean, Amari Cooper is doing okay for having Kobe Brissett at quarterback. He did beat up Dak Prescott with Dak. I mean, he had Dak Prescott last time they played Xavier Howard and the Dolphins, but he did beat up on X last time they played, man. And on this season, he has 553 yards, 5 touchdowns, 39 catches. It's not the greatest numbers, but it's not atrocious numbers when you think about that. It's Jacoby Brissett tossing it up to him. It's still someone, if we have to worry about anyone on the passing offense, it is going to be Amari. Yeah, our DBs can handle, man. Like, it's Xavier Howard to return to that awesome top tier form would be sick to see. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about you, X-Man. But at the end of the day, I need to see a little bit better. It's no longer, oh, Xavier Howard's going to go to Amari Cooper. He's going to erase him. No, I need to see it more. Sam Madison came out and said that X is healthy, that he's ready to go. It's more of a confidence, not issue. It's more of a confidence mental thing that he has to remember that he is back to full health and that he is that guy, that he is X. And if that confidence returns in this game, be it with a big turnover, with a big play, it can go a long way for the rest of the season. And that's the kind of X I need to see him returning back to form on that end. It has nothing to do with the Dolphins, but Busting with the Boys, it's a podcast with Will Compton and Taylor Lewan of the Tennessee Titans. He talked about his injury last year, particularly like when he got destroyed, remember, by Chandler Jones for like 5 sacks. They asked him why, and he said, it was a confidence thing. It was a mental thing. I was back from injury. I had been playing for 2 months, but going back and on the field, you don't think you're fully healthy. You don't trust your body the same way. And if that was Taylor Lewan, offensive tackle, I've got to believe that maybe it's the same thing for Xavier Howard. Yes, it's a quarterback, but it's an athletic position. It's a guy who needs to trust his body to make these Xavier Howard-esque plays. So hopefully that confidence returns and he's good to rock, man. Oh, he's out officially. That's beautiful. Then we don't even have to contend for that. Then yeah, it's just lock up Amari Cooper. And Njoku was a little troublesome, as again, like I was talking about earlier, he's an athletic tight end. Coming back to Miami, he knows how to play in the stadium, considering he went to UM. But hey, we're good to go on that side. But Xavier Howard definitely needs Jones on the other side. It alleviates a lot. It allows us to run just a different scheme, and I guess it plays more to Xavier Howard's strengths. It allows Xavier Howard to be more of the ball hawk, Byron Jones to be more of the cover eraser guy. And I miss Byron Jones. If he's the Will Fuller of this year, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, I'm hoping after the bye, when we talk some sense into him and we figure it out. But Byron Jones, please, if you're watching this somehow, come back to the team. I'd love to have you. We'd all would. Well, I have no water. Oh, well. Bam. Key number 3, though. That was a very long-winded key 1 and 2. Key number 3. And again, I said I want the Dolphins to generate some pressure on defense so that we get some turnovers, so we win the turnover battle. But you know what's the easiest way to win the turnover battle? Clean offense. Don't throw interceptions. Don't fumble. Run the ball. I love my guy, Jeff Wilson. Loved. I gave that an A+ trade when we brought him over. 5th round pick to the 49ers, a guy who was a plug and play, ready to rock and roll with Mike McDaniel's scheme, knew exactly his strengths and weaknesses already, knew how he paired up with Raheem Mostert. And lo and behold, Jeff Wilson led the team. Out of running backs, he had the most rushes, I think, or maybe the most touches. One of those. He was a leader. And it's only going to get better as he gets more used to Miami, as he gets more used to the offensive line and how we run the scheme down here. Jeff Wilson's going to keep improving. And I genuinely believe this is a massive shot in the arm, a nice boost for this running game, which is something we needed to see. The Dolphins have a great passing game, but a lot of the talk was, when it comes to running the ball, the Dolphins are going to falter in playoff football. When it gets cold, when it gets windy, we're not going to be able to run. Jeff can run. Jeff can even catch the ball, and that's what I want to see. It allows Raheem Mostert to still be effective, still be explosive, while still getting his rest, so he's not banged up, a guy with injury concerns. But the same can be said with Jeff Wilson. Both these guys run very well for Mike McDaniel. He knows what situations to use them in, and they'll keep each other fresh. And that's what I care about most. That's what I care about Mostert because a little pun there, but I care about that because I need our Dolphins offense. I need our Dolphins running backs to really start to carry more bit of the load. As much as I love to see this high flashy offense, running the ball is still the Mike McDaniel identity. Getting into the running back, sustaining drives, continuing to score, and allowing our defense to be fresh. And especially when our defense is a bit banged up like this and our depth is a little bit shoddier, the longer we keep our offense on the field, the longer we allow our starting defense to rest and to be fresh for the rest of the game. And it's a big difference, I think, in having Tua as opposed to our other quarterbacks, is that because he runs his offense better and we stay on the field longer, our defense is allowed to, if they falter in the beginning of the game, they're fresh enough at the end of the game that they can get their bearings back and hold us on. I'm looking at that Lions game where they tightened up in the 4th quarter, in the second half, really. But, and then this Bears game where at the end, Justin Fields tried to lead it for a win and he failed. This is what I need to see from the Dolphins offense. Keep running the ball. Stay turnover free. Feed the open guys. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Mike Gesicki, Trent Sherfield, Cedric Wilson, me, whoever is on that field open, Tua just has to dot him up. And that's all we need to do. Okay. Tua's actually balling against man coverage. I get it. A lot of you are going to say that's because Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are burning past their man. Yeah, but so what is Tua supposed to do? Oh no, that guy's wide open. It's too easy of a throw. Where else can I throw? No. Okay, you throw it to the wide open guy and you allow him to make a play, and that's what a good quarterback is going to do. That's what a leader does. I'm not going to knock on my QB for targeting open guys, for finding the open dude, for making the reads and seeing, that dude's open, bam, light it up. Oh, that's going to be a touchdown. Wakata. Now, is there still a little bit of air on the balls? Sure. Is there still a little bit to be improved? Of course. When we're winning games, when he's throwing 3 touchdowns, no turnovers again, for the second week in a row going over 300 yards, second week in a row throwing 3 touchdowns, second week in a row no interceptions, second week in a row winning. Well, third week in a row winning, actually. But yeah, I'm going to be happy. Yeah, I'm going to be good. And it all stems from clean football. Tua Tagovailoa, I get it. Sometimes it's frustrating to watch him not want to target the open guys, but Tua does a great job of keeping the ball safe, of not turning it over, and that's what wins you games. Too many times I see quarterbacks scrambling around, and you look at Zach Wilson for the Jets, and one of the reasons he hasn't figured it out yet is because he runs around, and it's almost like he's too bored of staying in the pocket, and he just wants to make a play, and he yucks it up, and bam, it's a pick, and that loses you games or puts you in situations that are not favorable and asks your defense to put up more work. And what Tua does best is avoiding those dumb turnovers. Or when he does make a turnover, he immediately rebounds and goes for a scoring drive or goes and just no, it's almost always a scoring drive. So like what I need to see from Tua is keep those turnovers turnover free. Tua turned the ball over. He hasn't done a turnover in 3 weeks. Like, what am I supposed to say to him? He's a guy who's clicking and figuring it out. And I get it. Yes, of course, it helps when you have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. But if you had Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and you were losing games, it'd be bad, right? Of course. And that's what happened to the Miami Dolphins when we didn't have Tua. So I'm happy with what the offense can do. I think he's going to have another game of over 300 yards and another game of 3 TDs and another game of 0 interceptions because that's just clean football. But I'm also a hopeful guy, guys. As long as we win the turnover battle, I'm okay. I'm okay with Tua, man. Let's get to work. Let's stay playing some clean football for the Miami Dolphins. That is, I think, the biggest key because as awesome as I want to stop the Browns' run game and as awesome as I want to force Jacoby Brissett to slow down, I want to force Jacoby Brissett to beat us, and we're just going to slow him down and beat him up. Those first two keys mean nothing because they're defensive keys. They mean nothing if our offense can't outscore their offense or if our offense can't put up points in general and show our defense that they're ready to play as well. I had a lot of comments that I have not clicked in a second. Bang, bang, bang. No penalties. Exactly. And that's what I mean by clean offense in general. It's not just the turnovers that I want to see clean up, which have, we're not turning the ball over. That's beautiful to see. It's also the penalties. We have cleaned it up. It's no longer 3 penalties in a row on third down. It's no longer hold, face mask, face mask. They're here and there, but there's still way too many flags. Still way too many. I need to see this team get a little bit more disciplined. I need to see them stow that away, check their emotions, and just play smarter football. We've eliminated the turnovers, but if we can eliminate the flags as well, too many yards wasted getting sent backwards just for dumb mental lapses. Come on, Dolphins. Perk it up. It's the lunchtime rewind. It's Friday. Hopefully Wilson Sparks lights a spark under Mostert. I believe so, Scotty. And that's one of my favorite parts. A lot of times when you bring in a new piece into the locker room, there can be friction. There's time to adjust chemistry and whatnot. Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert have done this dance before. They've been on this boat. They know what the deal is. They know how to handle each other. They've been in the same locker room. I have to believe they're friends or Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel's not an idiot. He's not like, I saw that Mostert and Wilson hated each other's guts in San Francisco. So I'm going to trade for Wilson and bring them over and recreate the situation in Miami. No, he knows that this is a situation of guys who can get along, who complement each other very well, and who can play good football together. I think that Wilson will light a spark under Mostert. And he's like, what's up, boss? Remember me? Welcome back. Let's kick some ass. And that's what I want to see. This punch wombo combo little punch duo. Let's let Wilson and Mostert push each other to new heights and keep succeeding. Yeah, no, Tua really doesn't. That is one of the things he does need to keep improving. Thankfully, it has not resulted in turnovers yet. It is obviously due to large parts of the fact that Tyreek and Waddle are doing phenomenal plays. It's a little scary when they go up and they take hits from behind, but hopefully that improves. It's not something that I think is sustainable. Like, I obviously think that there is regression to the mean. Eventually, those will get picked off. Eventually, teams will adjust. I hope Tua adjusts first. I hope he improves before they do. Need about 30 for this win. I agree. Low key, it might get a little bit high scoring. I also the more points we score, the more we'll force them to go away from the run and cause Brissett to start throwing, which will in turn cause them to start shooting themselves in the foot. So the more points we score, it's actually, I almost just gave the dumbest take of all time. I almost said, the more points we score, the better chance the Dolphins have of winning the football game. Obviously, Nando. Obviously, the more points we score, the better chance we have. But you know what I mean. The more points you score, the more we ask the Browns to stray away from their identity of a run-heavy team and force them to pass more, which is key number 2, is force Jacoby Brissett to beat us. Fins up. Fins up. Ken Sean, thanks for tuning in right now. long day Sunday. Keep the receipts. Them Browns boys got a bone to pick. I mean, I guess, Watcher. I mean, I think we're gonna beat the Browns. I don't really think I've heard many teams outside of the AFC North say, "Gosh, golly gee, I'm afraid of the Cleveland Browns." So you'll have to excuse me if I have disrespected them a little bit, but it is Jacoby Brissett and the Brownie boys. It is not something I am particularly fearful for. There are some, like I talked about earlier, situations that I want to take care of. I think obviously if we let Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt establish a run game very early on, it could be a long day as we'll be playing more into the Cleveland hand. We'll be playing more into their identity of wanting to run, and tiring our defense down and battering our guys. So getting off on third down is going to be key as well for the Dolphins. We can't let the Browns sustain drives. That's why they run the ball so much. Let's get them out of there. Get them out of there when it's third down. When I stand up in section 349, Miami Dolphins, please hear me roar and get off the field. Okay. Get your blood a pumping. It's third down. Get off. I understand you guys like to play football too, but on third down, it's time to get off. Oh, yeah. Happy Veterans Day to all veterans. And thank you for the service as well. Canes Dolphins 1989. What is up? And awesome messages as well. Yes. I mean, I just went to the Panthers game on Wednesday, the Florida Panthers game. They did an awesome little, like a little veterans memorial as they always do. And it's always nice being able to give back. So, hey, always salute for our soldiers. We ride. Let's get a win for them. Huh? Come on, Dolphins. Let's do it. My voice is about to go. When Tua gets rid of his little pat, then his deep balls will be on time. Yeah, it is. If there's an area that he has to improve on, it is going to be the deep balls. Still, it's not something that was totally unknown to us. Thankfully, it hasn't shot us in the foot yet. So we're winning. Tua, please work on it. I don't want a high scoring game. Browns have a pass rush. You're welcome. Semper Fi. Hey, is Semper Fi or Semper Fi? I never know. Sorry about that if I said it wrong. But Rafael, thank you for your service. But yes, the Browns have a pass rush. Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett. That's as fearsome of a pass rush as I can really think of. And when it comes just to two individual pass rushers, okay, there's two behemoth, two athletic monsters. Okay, wow. If there were two NFL players that I would not run into in an alley, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney are probably two of the top guys right up there. Okay, these are some fearsome beasts, and like I said, Teron Armstead is only one man. Austin Jackson was limited this week in practice. Whoever faces that other offensive tackle spot is in for a long day. I assume they're going to get a lot of help, a lot of double team, and we'll ask Teron Armstead to work on it one-on-one. But that is the strength of that Browns little defense right there. That pass rush off the edge, it's a little scary. So let's hope we can hold them off and contain them up. Oh, 349 is awesome section. Or 354. 349 is more like if this is the stadium, like it's more like in this corner. You know what I'm saying? I think 354 would be more like in the north side. But corner end zone. Yeah, so that's like 349. No. Are you? I'm bad at describing stadiums in English. Sorry. Like end zone and then in the corner of it, or the end zone and then in this corner, because that's where I am. The end zone's over here, and then the corner's over here. Yeah. Owusu Kamara is, beast linebacker pass rush. That would have been a three-headed nightmare to work on, honestly. So when he's declared out, an athletic monster, obviously, I was very glad to see him. Second-year guy, not playing against us. Scotty, thankfully, Scotty, that Jeremiah Owusu Kamara, excuse me, will not be playing. Oh. The Dolphins will win if for no reason than a wedding present for Chef Jew. Oh, I agree. Chef Jew, a wonderful wedding present for you. There we go. That'd be a nice little, hey. Wow. Wow. That would be an awesome wedding present. Let's win by 70. Dolphins will beat the Browns 70-0 in honor of Chef Jew and the lovely, lovely wedding. Bada bing, bada bam. Oh, right under the Jumbotron. Okay, so I think then, yeah, you were like 354 then. Oh, that's awesome seats then, The end zone's always a great time, great energy. I mean, great energy all around Hard Rock Stadium. I'm hoping for not many Browns fans this time. I mean, whoever's a Browns fan, like, I'm so sorry for you. I would understand why you would want to come to Miami, but I hope that no Dolphins fans sold their tickets to Browns fans. If you ever want to sell your ticket, hey, let anyone of us on the channel know. Let Biggie, Ghost of Adam Gase, and Nikki Smokes know on Twitter. Like, we'll get your ticket sold to a Dolphins fan for sure. It should never go to the opposing team unless it's like your family or friends. And even then, you better be coming with them. You got tickets for Dolphins versus Chargers, Arizona in the house. Ooh, I really want to go to a West Coast game, man. I had this little Dolphins thing looking at this entire time. The 49ers game was looking a little tough, but the Chargers game was definitely very possible. I had, Adam E, if you do watch this, him and I talked about maybe me going to the Bills game. That'd be a pretty fun time. The date for that game is just not known yet, though, so it's a little tough for me to know how to plan flights. It's the 17th or the 18th. Or maybe, and then obviously I like Boston as a city, but I don't really want to go to Foxborough and watch the Patriots play. I've never gone to Dolphins away games, so hey, the Chargers game would be a sick one to go to. So if I do go, Rafael, I'll let you know, boss. But regardless, you enjoy. That's going to be one heck of a game. Tua versus Justin Herbert, Chargers versus Dolphins. The storylines galore. Oh baby, that's a heck of a game. No, that wasn't a stutter. I just wanted to say heck 3 times in a row. I'm just trying to read up on the comments. We are closing up on the hour right now. Ooh, Enzo row 4. I and Rafael. If I do go to the Chargers game, I might see you beforehand. I will not be sitting that of amazing seats. So you enjoy that game for real, for real. That's an awesome experience. Wow. You sold? Oh, hopefully Miami fan talk show. Hopefully they were Dolphins fans, but it's okay, my friend. I jest. At the end of the day, as long as you're able to sell tickets and get your money, hey, more power to you, If you can sell them to Dolphins fans, always appreciate it. But as long as you didn't know, it's all good. To knowingly sell them to the team, well, that's a different story. But I am not a judge, nor juror, no prosecutor, so I'm just a humble fan. But thanks for tuning in right now. Man. Levi Stadium, Alec Cole and Windy. Yeah, I was SoFi. SoFi, another deal. But yeah, Levi Stadium, not so fun. Not so fun. That was my 3 points, though. So really, that's where I think the Dolphins are going to stand up. Just to recap a little bit, really the 3 key points are just stop the Browns' run game. That's their identity. Third in rushing attempts, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. If you can erase them from the game, prevent the Browns from establishing a run game and from preventing them from sustaining drives. You'll get their defense tired. You'll get them to switch them from their identity. And then you'll get to point 2, which is you'll force Jacoby Brissett to beat you. And Amari Cooper, who outside of that, they don't really have anything. Jacoby Brissett is slow as molasses. It's ridiculous. We'll get after him, hopefully, with the pass rush. If we force him out of the pocket, it's not going to be a Justin Fields situation, which is the only reason why the Bears even looked like they ran a lot on us. We stopped Montgomery and Herbert. Field at 178 yards. Jacoby Brissett won't even have 1.78 yards rushing. So we'll be good to go. And force him to throw and beat us. Hopefully that means if we generate some pass rush, their weakness is on the offensive tackle, the strengths on the interior line. If Conklin is in play or if they're just banged up in general on the offensive tackle, let Phillips, Chubb, Ingram start to get to work. Hopefully 3 sacks or more. Maybe Chubb with a little 2 sacks. I'd love to see that from my boy, Bradley Chubb. Him hopefully will be the best Chubb on the field that day. Excuse me. And then, yeah, those pass rush will generate turnovers, and then it'll help us win the turnover battle. But like I said, the easiest way to win the turnover battle is just have a clean offense, run the ball, throw to the open guys, feed Waddle, Hill, Gesicki, Sherfield, whoever's open. Run the ball with Wilson and Mostert as well. Set up the play action. alleviate a little bit of stress from the passing offense. But let Tua cook still. He's balling. He's playing his brand of football. It's no turnovers so far. It's 2 weeks in a row with 300 plus yards and 3 TDs, no interceptions. Let's let it ride. Let's let him go for the fourth win in a row. Clean offense, clean up the penalties as well, and just sustain high level of Dolphins football for 4 quarters from all three sides of the ball. Offense, defense, and special teams. Because I like that little blocked punt that we had last Sunday. It was the first real special teams play I had noticed this season. So good on them, and we're good to rock there. I'm very excited. Yes, stop the run, get some pressure, and tackle. No more mid-level tackling failures, please, for the love of God. I understand our D-line is so good, but linebackers, wake the heck up, okay? If they get past our D-line, you guys have to bring them down immediately. Okay? I think our pass rush will be successful. I agree. What's up, Perfect Q? Bob Young was saying for 3 sacks. I think that's pretty reasonable. 3 sacks as well. Nice dial up some pressure. Get up in Jacoby Brissett's face. And yeah, Dolphins should hold kicker tryouts. Christopher Carter. Maybe some kicker tryouts, maybe not, but we'll see. Hold on, my dad's calling me. Estoy grabando. Yeah. Oh, snap. I texted my dad all in caps to deny his call, and he just got pissed. I didn't mean to scream at him. Whatever. All right, guys. Back to the offense. So we're gonna look well. If we hold up to those 3 keys, guys, much as I don't want to see a high scoring game from the Dolphins, I do believe this is a game where we'll put up a nice little, 30 points. Let's say we win 30-18. Is that even a possible score? I'm really bad at this sometimes, guys. Let's win 30-20. Okay, let's win 30-20. Okay, 10 points. A little bit not the cleanest game, guys, but at the end of the day, as long as the Dolphins win and we stop this top rushing offense, we put up the points, we outscore their offense, and we from the get-go. I don't want to start slow. I want us to start off hot, start scoring, and put the pressure on the Browns, okay? The more points we generate, the more we ask them to get away from that run game, the more we ask Jacoby to pass, and then they fall into our own little trap of letting Jacoby Brissett throw up the ball and turn it over and get his face planted into the turf, into the grass, into wherever it may be. But Jacoby's going to get sacked. We're going to turn over the ball. I said 30-20. That'll be a fun time. Let's say 367 yards for Tua, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Yep, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Another dual 100 receiving yard day for Tyreek and Waddle. Let us get, hopefully now, a Tyreek Tutter and a Mike Gesicki touchdown as well. Let's see a rushing game. At least one of the runners get for over 100 yards, but if not, all combined, over 100 rushing yards. Big offense day. Okay, let's see it from the team. Hell to the yeah. Dang. I hate score predictions. Yeah, they never go as planned, and they always leave with a disappointment. I agree. Perfect Q. I don't think I've ever really been right, but oh well. And yeah, if you follow me along, I get it. I do have my detractors out there that say, but Nando, you always project a win. Of course. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. Always going to project a win. You'll determine my confidence level depending on if it's a close win or if it's a smack out. But I always think we're going to win. So this is the Cleveland Browns. We'll win this game, go to 7-3, and we'll be good to rock. Kevin Lee said 35-21. I like that score prediction as well, too. Double touchdown score, 14 points. Really shows that we dominated the game. Hold on, now my dad's annoying. But yeah, it'd be a fun one. Anyone else have any score predictions before I start to close off the show? But hope you're okay, Liz. I saw a Tua headline that is point on YouTube. The only quarterback held to a standard of perfection. Perfect Q. Hilarious that your name is Perfect Q and you were talking about the perfect standard that Tua's held on with. I agree. This is it's especially now in light of the fact that we're seeing Rodgers and Brady and Justin Herbert struggling without weapons, and everyone's like, well, of course, they have no weapons, they have no help, no supporting cast. How could you possibly expect them to do any good? It's not their fault. Oh, but they have guys working for Walmart who they're throwing to. Oh, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. And what did Tua have the first 2 years in the NFL? Exactly, guys. When Tua does bad, it's all his fault. When Tua does good, it's everyone else's fault. So it's okay, guys. It's all good. Tua's held to this random standard, and it sucks. But at the end of the day, guys, as long as we're winning football games, as long as we're doing well, doesn't matter. I know Uno just wants to win. I know 17 just wants to win. No, 8 just wants to win. I know 25 just wants to win. I know Nando just wants to win. I know you, ladies and gentlemen, just want to win. Because my fellow Fins fans, that's what it's all about. A win is a win. Winning heals all wounds. Like Liz says, 35-10. Husband goes 27-17. Rafael just wants a decisive win, no nail biters. I agree. I want a show of dominance from the Miami Dolphins. I want them to impose their will from the beginning of the game. The Browns want to impose their will with the running game? No. Stop the run. Say your identity, we strip it. Then we force you to pass. Hey, we're going to get after your QB and light him up. Wakata, wakata, bang, bang, drive him into the ground. Okay, impose our will. When we're on offense, I want to score from the get-go. I want to start up the pressure hot, foot pedal to the metal, and never let go, okay? Submit until they tap. That is the only way. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Get over 100 yards. Whether it's Jeff Wilson, whether it's Mostert, whether it's a combined effort, get after it. I want to see Tua and the boys light it up. Tyreek to Waddle, bada beam, bada flam, fling to the fling, 100 receiving yard, dual day, 100 for both these cats. Let's keep feasting. Maybe Mike Gesicki some more red zone threat showing. But at the end of the day, as long as the Dolphins win in a decisive, convincing manner and enter the bye week 7-3, I don't care. 40-0 Dolphins, Canes. I'd love to see that as well. I hope a lot more, Pamela, especially, Waddle and Hill. A lot have been talked about their touchdowns, especially closer to the red zone. I'd love to see Gesicki more involved there. It's something that, hey, he's 6'6". He can get those my balls, those jump balls. That my ball mentality is there, and it's something that if Gesicki's not going to have that massive day of over 100 yards, 7 catches, let him have those Travis Kelce type days where it's 5 catches, 4 touchdowns, 30 yards. Whether if it's Mike Gesicki getting 2 catches on 3 catches, 2 touchdowns, who am I to complain? You know what I'm saying? As long as he's a red zone threat, as long as he's being active somewhere, let him be a weapon on this team. I hope he gets involved more. Little things like yesterday, we saw Marcus Mariota lob it up to Drake London, just in the end zone, just, hey, hover over him. I hope Mike McDaniel sees that and says, why don't I use Mike Gesicki more like that? I hope he does. We'll be good to rock. Yeah, remember when everyone said it was the Bam receivers the reason for Tua's success? Yeah, Judy, Ruggs, and Smith, they're all flopping. I mean, Devontae Smith doing nice so far, but besides that, yeah, it's not looked too pretty for that man. And while Tua has been balling, and then he got Mac Hollins paid last year, so we're good to rock there. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for the show, guys. I got us Tua 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Adam has it Tua throws for 400 yards, but we went 2-0 over the Browns. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'd be okay with that. Whether we win 2-0, 3-2, 3-0, like whatever it may be, as long as the Miami Dolphins win a football game and continue this winning football, continue up these good vibes, this good energy, I'll be happy. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning into Lunchtime Rewind. For those still watching, please drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel here at Miami Sports Music. Check me out at Nando Talk as well. It goes a long way for sure. I'm still growing. The road to 450 subscribers continues, guys. Steven D and everyone on the team here, we're almost to 10,000 on the channel. But if you want to check me out, that would be awesome and greatly appreciated. That's the Nando Talk. I gave good, positive Miami Dolphins vibes, good energy, as you've seen today. And I'll be doing more. I'll be talking about the 3 keys, a little expanding it there on my channel as well, and just talking more Dolphins football, getting a little pregame vibes and showing you that game day experience as well when I go to the game. So if you want to check that out, we're good to rock there. And bada bing, bada bam. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Let's get a Dolphins win. Let's get 7-3 on the season. And please, for the love of God, Dolphins, start off hot, keep up the pressure, impose our will, and let's get a win. 7-3, then we'll beat the Texans 8-3. Between the 49ers, Chargers, and Bills, as long as we win one game, and then we beat the Packers, beat the Patriots, and beat the Jets, we're up to 12-5, just like I predicted. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been an awesome Friday. I hope you guys all enjoyed your lunchtime rewind. Get to eat lunch while you're watching. Get to eat lunch now like I am. Whatever it is. Yeah, I got to take care of the throat, Pamela. It's just a little asthma. I just didn't want to hit my inhaler on air. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be positive. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and I'll keep up that positive vibes. So I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Remember, chins up, fins up, and I'll see you guys Monday for Victory Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Miami Sports Music. Remember, check me out at Nando Talk as well. And please like, comment, and subscribe to the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We're almost there to 10K subscribers. Thanks, Steven, for letting me do this awesome opportunity. The eye in the sky, the man, the myth, the legend, Steven Daniels. But fins up. Appreciate that, Liz. Perfect Q, Christopher Carter. Hey, Raphael, thank you as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys next week, Monday, 7 to 8 p.m. on Miami Sports Music. That's just Nando Talk. And then 2 to 3 every Friday, the lunchtime rewind for that good hour of positive vibes. So, hey, I hope you like my shoes and my show, Raphael. And we're good to rock. You enjoy that Chargers game. But fins up, chins up, fins up to everybody. And I'll see you guys next week. That was one of my shorter outros. So, see you all. Bam, 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 bam. Check it out, guys. And then for Monday, that's 7 to 8 p.m. Bada bing, bada fling. Schedule for everyone. And we're good to rock. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.